What's up, Knights? Xantos here. Now, I've had a lot of Knights asking me how the profusely poison build works in Arena, so I wanted to make a follow-up video for all of you Knights here today. This is actually a really strange build that I wanted to make for Arena just to say that I did it. This build focuses our axe with a 100% chance to apply poison on chain attack, as well as the same build that we used in our last video. Shoulders with a 96% boost to poison damage, arms with a 128 boost, and lastly our boots with a poppin' 160% damage boost. Now for these examples we'll be using the Maniacal Gauntlet, and I know, you might be thinking, Maniacal Gauntlet? Worst gauntlet! But it actually checks out for all of our needed criteria here today. Our axe weapon will be dealing an extra 36% damage, as well as having our hunter hero powers charge 70% faster. And lastly, there's the off chance we can apply more poison with a punching finisher, but this is something we don't particularly rely on with this combo. Our heroes of choice will be Mikazuki for her powerful poison damage on base that will be charged at its fastest pace with the Maniacal Gauntlet, as well as Millicent for no purpose other than her full star perk that will put us up an extra 100% poison damage, achieving the big 484% total. Now, this was a build that I really wanted to make just to say that I have a working Maniacal Gauntlet combo in Arena, and I was actually extremely impressed with the results. This is one of my fastest ways to deal with opponents, and I'm excited to showcase to you all today. One of the clutch things about this weapon is its ability to get the poison damage rolling on the first two actions. By boxing once and swinging with our weapon, we apply our first stack of poison on turn 1 of the arena when we're nerfed to only 2 attacks. Our opponent swings away his 4 actions and is hit with his first stack of poison, dealing 47,000 damage direct to health. For our next set of actions, we box once, apply another 2 stacks of poison on chain attack, and finish things off with a big stack of poison from Mikazuki's base power. This puts 4 stacks in total on our opponent, and with no ability to cleanse, the poison takes full effect, dealing a big 225,000 damage on our opponent's second turn of the arena. I really like that this combo seems to work as an answer to the ever so common Krita-Ermis pairing that everyone seems to have fallen in love with in Arena. I've noticed it lures the AI into using Ermis's rage over Krita's in most scenarios, almost as if the AI knows that its health is in danger and does all that it can to try and prevent the knight from losing all of their HP. While this build isn't perfect by any means, it is still proving very effective in most arena fights. I want to note that this footage is from the Conqueror League in Arena, and I've yet to test it at a league higher than Champions, and there were some scenarios where I've faced up against knights with a huge warrior power stat that just crushed me when they launched Ermis's base. However, with our current armor and health, we're often able to tank the hits, and the poison build works its magic. Another huge thing to note is that this build focuses a victory at the end of your opponent's second turn, so you will still have to be able to tank some hits while using this method. And there are still better viable solutions. Nonetheless, it's fun to mess around with. Now, one thing to look out for when using this combo are heroes that can cleanse, like Azar. If the opponent is using a full speed mage gauntlet charge, then they'll be able to cleanse every 3 actions they're attacking. While you may think that this throws our combo out the window, there are ways to work around the AI and plan ahead for a decisive blow. Now, we know that Azar will be cleansing every 3 actions, but we also know that the AI is foolish and will launch a hero power as soon as it's obtained. Knowing this, we apply 3 stacks of poison on turn 2 and hope that his HP stat is low enough for the poison to work its magic. Our opponent uses Dakio's base, putting him to full rage and following up with his rage as well. Unfortunately for the knight, this wastes 2 of the 3 actions needed to obtain Azar's base power and cleanse, and with a 177k tick, we demonstrate how to work around a cleansing hero. These next few clips here are up against the Krita Hermes pairing, and we also have some footage on how we stack up against the Lance Dvalin combo, as well as Tristan and Mikazuki, and the Tristan's a cleanse hero, so I'll give a little bit of a talking demonstration on how we ran that fight as well. I wanted to run all 10 of my arena tickets in the video, so my apologies if it's a bit redundant here. I wanted to drive home the fact that it is a very fast working method to victory in arena and seems to consistently be able to take out the current meta build. It's important to note that all of my armor for this build is also at level 60. We sit at 650,000 armor and 160k health while using this build. We mix our mythic chest and helm that hold most of our armor and health charms as well, and that took a bit of chiseling, but I hope that maybe this can help give some direction to newer players and any builds that they want to explore with. Here we have Lance Dvalin, so a bit of a change of pace, however the combo remains consistent. Applying the first stack on our first two actions to get the damage rolling right away, the opponent swings on our minion, but his weapon isn't attuned to Golem, I don't believe, and he's forced to throw the base at the incorrect target, kind of throwing his whole combo out the door right away. We follow suit with our two stacks on chain and Mikazuki's base power, and much like in previous matches, the opponent has no way to cleanse and they're taken out. These next few matches here are back against the Krita Hermes combo, and it's important to note that these guys definitely have a very high hero power stat. They both managed to take out all of my armor and work their way into my health bar. These are the kind of opponents I had spoke on earlier that have managed to take down this combo just with enormous amounts of damage from Hermes' base power. I normally can tell when I have to worry when the poison takes out over half of their health bar before they've even been hit with the big tick. So if you do try this combo, this is a good warning for a heads up match. I feel like there's crit factors that I still haven't fully taken into account with my defenses. Nonetheless, I'd say in the current league that I'm at, I can go 40 to 50 fights before I come across a knight with a high hero power stat that also hits me with a big crit that takes me out. So it's a fairly good working combo. Now, here we have a Mikazuki Tristan combo in arena, and Tristan is a hero I know to look out for. The cleanse on his base makes things a bit harder to work around. Tristan's base charges at a slower pace than Azar's, so we know we won't be getting a turn 2 kill, but we also know he won't have a turn 3 cleanse, so this is where we apply our focus. Still damaging our opponent on the first and prompting him to utilize his cleanse. For our second turn, we know not to throw all of our poison out, so we box twice, apply a single stack, and box again. This saves Mikazuki's base for our third turn and gives us the ability to go all out with 3 stacks when we need to. For our opponent's turn, they cleanse up as we knew they would, and oddly enough, they sit at full rage and swing on us with their weapon. Now, for our third turn, we know to go all out here, applying poison with Mikazuki's base and 2 stacks from our weapon. Back to our opponent, and they utilize Tristan's Rage, almost as if they're trying to cling to what little HP they have left before it's deplenished with no cleanse. But the poison takes full effect and hits for 177k. I want to give a big thank you to everyone who's shown interest in this build. It's been nice getting back into the swing of making some content for all of you knights and re-inspiring myself in game. I've done a lot of contemplating on where I'm currently at with Knighthood, in all honesty. My relationship with the company isn't what I would want it to be after 4 years of dedicated service, but I'm also realizing that I don't make content for them. I make it for the amazing knights and the awesome community that I've had the pleasure of growing with. If you guys enjoyed the video here today, please like and subscribe. Huge thank you to everyone for getting us all the way to 1,000 subs. This has been such an amazing milestone to break through with all of you knights. I am forever grateful. And if you haven't checked out the Profusely Poisoned video, make sure you check that out too. I'll link it below. As always, Knights, much love, and stay grinding.